Good afternoon, friends. First of all, I would like to give you a very warm welcome for coming and attending this particular webinar. This webinar is about cybersecurity and what are its legal frameworks. First of all, your attendance has really made me very positive, and this positivity has definitely rubbed off on me. And I hope that in the next 40 to 45 odd minutes, I would be able to take you through the various facets of cybercrime and also help you understand that how to save yourself from the dark clutches of the internet. Now this is the second time that we are taking a webinar with lawyers Gyan, and let me tell you that I'm really touched with the kind of hospitality that they have shown me. And as I said, this has definitely made me more positive, and I will definitely try to make sure that I take you through the various nuances of cybersecurity and cyber frauds. Now, before we start this session, I would like to take you through few very interesting statistics, as they are called. To start with, everybody knows that the population of India is around 133 crore. Now, let me tell you that in this 133 crore population, there are not even more than 5,000 cyber security trained police professionals working in India. When you see that such an alarming ratio is in existence, this is when you actually come to know that what is the importance of awareness and sensitization. Now, the first awareness starts with you, because as you put a very strong lock to your physical assets, it is very necessary that you also put a very strong lock on your digital assets. That is why I always say that the first awareness and the first sensitization needs to be started with the public in general. Now, this awareness and sensitization should not be only limited to the public. Awareness and sensitization should also come to the judiciary, and it should also be given to the police personnel who are working on the cyber frauds and cybercrime cases. Now, why do I say that awareness from the side of judiciary is necessary? So let me tell you that this act is, first of all, the IT Act was passed in the year 2000. It has been 20 years now since the time this act has been passed, and in this last 20 years, the technology has advanced in leaps and bounds. The last amendment came 12 years back. So there are various advancements in the technology now which are not covered in the Information Technology Act 2000. To give you a very small example, data as a subject is not even being touched in the Information Technology Act 2000. I also say that it is very necessary for the police professionals to be appraised about the cyber security modus operandi or the cyber security legal framework, because I have been dealing with a lot of cyber cases wherein clients come and tell me that we go to the police station or to the cyber cell to make a complaint against a cyber fraud that happened with us, and they ask us questions like पासवर्ड आपने खुद दिया था क्या, ओटीपी आपने खुद एंटर किया था क्या, तो अगर सारा इंफॉर्मेशन आपने दिया है तो चीटिंग और फ्रॉड क्या हुआ इसमें? Do you see the kind of attitude that has been displayed by the police professionals who are actually acting as the personals who will be securing and taking care of us in case of any fraud happens? That is why I always say that a three-dimensional or a threefold approach needs to be taken, wherein the public, the judiciary, and the police professionals should be made aware and sensitized about this important subject of cybercrime. Now, as we go more deeper into this session, I would start by making certain assumptions. These assumptions are: the first one, every one of you in this particular webinar does have a mobile number. Everyone is using an email address. Everyone over here has a Facebook and a WhatsApp account. Most of the people in this forum are using Truecaller as an application. All these assumptions might be very irrelevant, or you might feel that these are all normal things in this today's digital world. Everyone has a mobile phone. Everyone has an email address. Everyone is using WhatsApp. Why is he asking me these questions? Friends, let me tell you that these questions might be to some of you, they might sound very irrelevant. But let me tell you, friends, that these questions are of great importance and of great relevance to me. Now, why am I saying this? Because because in this digital world, everyone is supposed to have all these things. Now, the reason that I'm saying this, or the reason that I ask these few assumptions, is firstly, let me tell you that if you have a mobile number, and if you have a SIM card, there are certain softwares that are available in the dark net or even on the normal internet, wherein you, even without inserting the SIM card in your handset, a telephone call can be generated from your number. Even if you have not put in a SIM card in your mobile handset, still a message can be generated from your phone number. Friends, I am not trying to create an atmosphere of fear over here, but there are certain things that becomes my moral responsibility as a cyber security professional and a cyber lawyer to help you understand that what are the real nuances of all the technologies that we are using. I made one more assumption about Facebook, that most of the people in this forum are using Facebook. Let me tell you, friends, that Facebook is one of the applications which has the maximum amount of data in the world. The main purpose of Facebook is first of all made for you to socialize, to talk to your friends, to communicate what is happening in your life. What are the good events? If something good happens, we post on Facebook. If there is something that we want to talk about, or if we feel about, we put that up on Facebook. So right now, if you see in my particular experience, I have seen that the most of the crimes that are happening today, Facebook is definitely a catalyst in this cyber crimes and cyber frauds. Now let me ask you this very simple question, and I can assure you most of the people are going to give me a yes for this answer. You can always put in your comments in the live chat section so that I come to know. Most of the people who are a part of this forum have uploaded their profile pic on Facebook. Friends, let me tell you that this is the most riskiest thing that you have ever done. Because if someone wants to create, a fake profile using, somebody else's photo, it is the most easiest thing to do. All they need to do is they just need to come on your profile, cut, copy, paste, print screen, and save. Any fraudster can take up your photo and commit a fraud using your profile picture. And in such scenario, and if a cyber fraud happens, then you would be called in the respective cyber police station or the local police station in that particular jurisdiction, and you would be questioned for making this profile. And friends, let me tell you that this is a very tiresome and very cumbersome process. 76% of the crimes are happening using Facebook. Out of that, 53% are crimes that are happening against women. That is why I say that when it comes to awareness and sensitization, it is very necessary and it is mandatory that you use certain methodologies that help to keep your data safe and secure. In today's digital age, I would not say that you should not be using all these applications, because I don't want to take this country on the backward level or on an orthodox viewpoint. It is necessary that we use technology, because the basis on which a technology was created to make one's life more simpler. So it is not that you should not be using these technologies, but you should make sure that when you are using this technology, you should always be, very vigilant about what sort of information you upload on all the social media channels. I will tell you a very interesting story or a case study that happened with me when I was giving a seminar in one of the colleges 2 years back. When I was giving a webinar in one of the colleges in Mumbai 2 years back, there was one student who came to me after the webinar, very frantic and very emotionally depressed, and he said that, "Sir, I want to talk to you." Unfortunately, I did not have the time to speak to him that time, because I had few other important obligations to fulfill. So what I did is I gave my phone number, my mobile number, and I told him that you please give me a call and you meet me in the office. Next day also he tried to call me 2-3 times, but unfortunately I was in a meeting and hence I was not able to answer this call. But he tried to call me 3-4 times, so I understood that this matter is definitely something serious and this poor boy definitely needs my help. I answered the call and I called him to the office that evening. After coming to my office, he emotionally broke down and he started crying. I said, "What is the issue? What is bothering you so much?" He told me that, "Sir, I am not able to attend college from the past 6 months." I asked him that, "Why are you doing this? Your studies are getting affected. Your academic career is getting affected. You might lose an entire year because of this attitude." But he said, that is when he disclosed to me actually, that, "Sir, the reason that I'm not going to college is because I am working part-time in a call center wherein I am doing night shifts." I said, "What is the reason that you are working and not, ignoring your studies?" That is the time he actually disclosed that he is being harassed by a girl, wherein he got friendly with that particular girl, and now the girl is harassing him that whatever personal chats they had, she will upload it or she will email it to the dean of his college. I started investigating the matter and I started asking probing questions, as in what were the exact factual circumstances of this particular scenario. He told me that I met a girl on Facebook. The girl was unknown to me, but still, I sent her a friend request. She accepted the request. We started talking and we also started sharing some personal information. Few days into sharing this personal information, this girl starts, you can say, threatening or blackmailing this person or this particular student into giving him 20,000 rupees every month. And she says that if you don't give me this 20,000 rupees, I will upload all this information or I will email all this information, all the copy of the chats to your dean. The boy was very scared of his safety, and in order to pay her that 20,000 rupees, he started working in a call center doing night shifts. When I understood this entire matter, I thought that looking at his tender age, I should be taking up this matter on moral grounds. I started investigating the matter. When sorry, during the first part of the investigation, we came to know that this particular profile has been accessed from somewhere in the vicinity of the college. This was the first clue that we got. And now we understood that this exact thing is happening somewhere from the vicinity of the college. These messages or these blackmailing messages that are sent to him are sent from someone in the vicinity of the college. After digging deeper, after doing some more cyber forensics on that particular Facebook account, we came to know that this particular account is not being accessed by any girl, but it was actually his roommate who was, trying to portray himself as a girl and chatting with that boy, sharing or taking out all his personal information and then blackmailing him to, give him money or else to email all the personal information to the dean of this college. Looking at the tender age of the boy who was committing this fraud, we did not pursue the matter and we did not report this matter in the cyber cell because it would really malign his career to no extent. But I hope that kind of point I'm trying to make here is very clear in front of the viewers today. I am not trying to create an atmosphere of fear. I am just making sure that I am appraising you of the real facts and the real scenario that is going on today. How many lawyers in this particular forum, if any, have read the terms and conditions of Facebook? Let me tell you, the answer is going to be no in most of the cases. If you read the terms and conditions of Facebook, it clearly states that it does not take any onus of the information that you have uploaded. It does not provide security on any information or any photos or any timelines that you have uploaded on Facebook. It does not take onus of any of these. On the contrary, it puts an obligation on us to ensure that we submit the correct details about us on Facebook. But on the other hand, it says that it will share this information with third-party service providers. I hope you understand the kind of point I'm trying to make here. Let me tell you, friends, that let Facebook boast of the best security policies in the world, but hacking into a person's account is merely a 20 to 25 minutes job. Digging deeper, let me ask you one more interesting question. How many of you have actually uploaded the profile picture of any famous cricketer, film personality, or any person that you follow on Facebook? Let me tell you that if you have done that, then you have committed a crime of identity theft under the cyber laws prevalent in India. 3 years imprisonment and 1 lakh rupees fine. I don't want to dig deeper, but I'm just trying to make you understand that what are the things that need to be done. Because presenting yourself or uploading someone else's photo without his explicit permission, without his written consent, does come into the foray of identity theft, which is punishable. I would also like to talk about a very interesting case study that actually happened with a police officer. Now, he was a very famous police officer in a particular jurisdiction. I'm definitely not going to take the name of that because there is always a client attorney confidentiality that needs to be maintained. So this police officer had actually attended one of the seminars that I had taken for them. So he had my number during that time, and he approached me saying that I want to discuss a very personal matter with you and I would like to personally meet you for this. He came to meet me in my office and he said that, sir, someone has actually created a profile on my name and someone is actually, putting up posts under the guise as if that I am posting that particular matter. And the worst part is, lot of his batchmates, lot of the IAS, IPS officers who are on a commissioner level, who are on a director general level, these people are also a part of this particular group, and I have not created this particular group. After doing some investigation on the Facebook account, we came to know that this group has been created by a college going boy. You understand the level of safety or the level of security I'm talking here? I'm not saying that you should not be using Facebook as an account, but again and again, the only point that I'm trying to make here is you should be always aware about the information that you upload. You should not be uploading any sort of personal information or things that will reveal about your day-to-day activities, your likes and dislikes, because it becomes very easy for the fraudster to actually come ahead, access your account, take up your information, create a fake profile on your name, and commit a fraud. Now, I will also come to the fourth assumption that I made about WhatsApp and Truecaller. Let me combine that for you, and let us start with Truecaller as an application. Most of us are using Truecaller as an application. What is the motive of Truecaller? If I can, in general terms, if I ask you, what is the motive of Truecaller? The motive of Truecaller is that it gives you information about a person who's not in your contact list. At some point of time, you might get the name of that person. At some point of time, you might get the email address of that person, the service provider that he's using, and in sometimes you'll also get the location from where he's calling from. If my memory is correct, in the year 2017, first of all, before going to the hacking part, let me tell you that Truecaller, the servers of Truecallers are not even in India. The servers of Truecaller are located in a country by the name of Sweden in Europe. And if my memory is not wrong, in the year 2017, the servers of Truecallers were hacked. Information or database of around 10 crore Indians has been compromised. And as we are speaking, I am sure that this number has surpassed more than 20 crore. How many of you have actually read the terms and conditions of Truecaller? Truecaller clearly states that we do not undertake any security measures to secure the data that has been uploaded. They merely put an obligation on us saying that whatever information we will upload shall be true, but they do not talk about the security on our accounts. Being the custodian of the data, it is imperative that applications like Facebook, applications like Truecaller, applications like WhatsApp should take onus of the data that is being uploaded on their particular platform. Even if you talk about WhatsApp as an application, you read the terms and conditions and tell me one term and condition which clearly states that WhatsApp as a platform is undertaking, guarantee or warranting the information that is uploaded on this particular platform. Again, friends, I am never saying that you should not be using technology. You should be using technology, but technology should be used only for purposes which are of utmost importance. Having sexting on WhatsApp, sending vulgar messages, sending your nude pics. I know a lot of youngsters are indulging in this kind of activities today. All these things should be done with utmost care, and if possible should not be done, because today none of these platforms are guaranteeing or warranting the security of the information that is being uploaded on all these particular platforms. Now, digging deeper into this entire conversation, we will start with, first of all, understanding that what are cyber frauds in general. What is the meaning of cyber fraud? So let me tell you that in very simple terms, any fraud that happens to you using any digital form, in terms of using any sort of social media, using your mobile cards, using your personal information, using your email addresses. Any fraud committed using any digital medium comes into the foray of cyber security and cyber fraud. Now you may want to ask me, what are the different types of cyber frauds? So cyber stalking, wherein you continuously stalk the profile of a particular person. You gather all his personal information about what things he likes, where is he going today, has he attended any particular event, and then using that information you try to commit a fraud. This is called cyber stalking. Let us talk about cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is a step further of cyber stalking. So first you stalk a particular person's account, and when you try to bully him by sending him vulgar images, vulgar messages, threatening messages using this personal information. This will come into the foray of cyber bullying. Then other kind of frauds that occur are bank frauds, wherein in an unauthorized way money is siphoned off from your bank account. Your ATM cards, your debit cards, your credit cards are maliciously cloned. Clone means a mirror card is being created with the same information, and using this clone card or this mirror card, a fraud is committed into your account wherein money has been illegally siphoned off. Other type of frauds also include e-commerce portal frauds. Now I'll tell you a very interesting scenario that happened to me when I was sitting with my friend and having dinner in a restaurant. Now my friend picked me up at round about 7:30, and we drove down to a nearby restaurant. While sitting in the restaurant, he was continuously chatting on the phone. And just jokingly I asked them that, is it some girl that you're speaking to, or why you're not, you've come with me for dinner and you're more interested in your mobile phone. What is the matter? So he told me that, Abhishek, I am actually, trying to sell my car on this platform by the name of OLX, which we all are aware about. And this particular platform, when I put my car for sale, one of the persons has approached me and they said that I am going to I like the car so much that I'm going to transfer 50,000 into your account. Please go ahead and send me. Please go ahead and click on the link that I'm going to send you. He was fortunate that I was sitting with him that day, and he should really thank his stars, because immediately when I understood this particular scenario, I told him that this is nothing but a cyber fraud that is going to happen with you. And I said that, allow me to speak to this person. I told him that if you like this car, without even seeing the car, if you have liked it so much, why are you sending me a link? I don't want you to transfer money on any of the UPIs like Google Pay or Phone Pay or any other, even the Beam app that is currently going on. I said, please don't do that. I will give you my account number and please transfer the money in that particular account number. When I told him this, he immediately disconnected the call, and when my friend tried to reach to him, he did not answer. Now, what are the cyber fraudsters actually trying to do? If you try to look at the psychology of a cyber fraudster, they are trying to capitalize, or they are trying to exploit the basic human emotion of greed. They come with offers which are too good to be true, and they understand that a human mindset is a greedy mindset. If you give them something that is very good to be true, they might try and jump in and take the offer, and it will be a easier bait for us to defraud them. So that is why, so this everything comes into the foray of e-commerce frauds. There are also job frauds that happen, wherein they will tell you that, okay, we will give you a particular job in a particular country abroad. They will start asking for money, like for immigration purposes, for health checkups, for paying the embassy. They will take money under the pretext of all these things. And let me tell you that till the time the person has transferred 7-8 lakh rupees, that is the point of time he comes to know that okay, such fraud has been committed. To give you a live example, one of my clients has lost 2 crore 78 lakhs on a website by the name of shine.com. He was approached by fraudsters that they will give him job in Australia. And under the guise of giving him a job, they siphoned off 2 crore 78 lakh rupees from his account. Let me tell you that the onus is also on that particular person. How can you be so non-complacent, you can say, in terms of protecting your information or to give out your banking details and to give out money? If the person would have applied proper due diligence, if he would have called the embassy, if he would have called the immigration department, that point of time such fraud would not have happened. When he transferred all this huge amount of money, that is when it actually clicked to him that okay, I really need to verify if this call is from that particular authority. And unfortunately, when he came to know, when he tried reaching out the relevant authorities, he came to know that none of such people have ever contacted him or offered him a job. That is why I say that your due diligence is very important in this particular kind of frauds and cyber crimes. Now, how well tuned are we in terms of the Information Technology Act? Now, as we started during the start of the session by saying that this act is actually 20 years old, and in this 20 years old, in this 20 years time span, the technology has advanced in leaps and bounds. Your personal information like your Aadhaar card, your PAN card, your bank account details can be compromised in 5 minutes. There are free software, editing softwares, editing tools that are available on the Play Store or the internet, wherein only by just clicking or editing the photo, I can completely assume a new identity. There are certain provisions that the Information Technology Act has actually made in order to secure a person or to punish the fraudster when it comes to cyber fraud. One of the other form of cyber frauds is also website jacking, wherein a person unauthorizedly takes control of your website and commits a person into giving out his personal information or transferring some sort of money. Then there are salami attacks, wherein, for example, someone will insert a program into the bank servers that will deduct a very small amount of money, let's say just 10 rupees every month from the account of every customer. Now, no customer will probably notice this unauthorized debit, but the person who's committing this fraud will definitely make a sizable amount of money every month, because this 10 rupees is are being transferred from lakhs and lakhs of people. So how well is the Indian legal system tuned to this particular thing? Now, the IT Act was enacted in the year 2000, and it is, as I said, almost 20 years old now. Even the last amendment that came was actually 12 years back in the year 2008. The biggest disadvantage or the most important point that you should always see in the IT Act 2000 is most of the offenses are bailable and the fine is not more than 1 lakh rupees in most of the cases. Now, which are the important sections that deal with cybercrime in the Information Technology Act? So, in the Information Technology Act, Section 66 to Section 69 deals with the crimes and punishments related to cyber fraud. Section 65 talks about tampering with computer source documents. So anyone who's putting a malicious software, malware as they call it, anyone who's trying to access the website code of any particular website without his authorization has committed a fraud of tampering with computer source documents. Now, I had a client who actually owned an IT company. He came to me complaining that every 2 days when my customers try to access my website, it gets directed automatically to a pornographic website. This businessman was doing most of his business, like 80% of his business was with customers in the United States of America. And hence he was very much distressed that it is causing lot of harm to his online or virtual reputation. After doing a thorough investigation in this matter, we found out the location and details from where the server was logged in and from where the server was logged out. Fortunately, we came to know that the login logout details of the server are from the same city. Immediately, we lodged a complaint, a police complaint, under the section 66C for identity theft under the local jurisdiction of the cyber cell. After doing the thorough analytics on that particular server, it was found that the IP address using which this server details were accessed or where the server was logged in or logged out, this particular IP address belonged to an ex-employee who was terminated from that particular company. So this is again, we come to the point of awareness and sensitization in such particular matters. Your data, your security is something that you should be very aware of and something that you should make, you should take every step to make it, foolproof. Because today we are using applications like Facebook, WhatsApp. I would like to make this point that we are actually addicted to all these applications. Our day-to-day life cannot function without these applications. But it is very necessary to curate the data that is being uploaded because it is very easy to access and to find out your personal information if you use any of the platforms. To give you a very simple example, whatever you type on Google, you start getting the advertisements for that particular product. For example, if you are typing that, I want to, if you are typing or if you are searching for online shoes, then if you see in the Facebook browser or in the Google browser, automatically you will start getting notifications of various e-commerce sites who will be selling shoes. Friends, all these companies are taking all the personal information from you and they are getting this information at no cost, and these people are making millions of dollars because they are selling this information, and after selling this information they are helping other companies to approach you and sell their particular products. As long as the company is genuine and true, there is no problem. The problem arises when the company is fraudulent, when the fraudster with a malicious intention is trying to go ahead and access your particular account. I will like to discuss one more case study that I was actually a part of. So, what happened is that one of the police officers that I know who is working in the cyber cell department, he actually called me and he said that, sir, I'm in a very big, dilemma wherein I'm not really sure that if I'm doing the right thing. I asked him that what is the matter. So he told me that a woman has registered a complaint saying that her sister is disappeared, लापता हो गई है वो. she's missing. So she filed a missing complaint in the police station, and when the police asked that whom do you suspect, she gave the name of the brother-in-law. This issue being a sensitive matter, the brother-in-law was arrested, and he was taken in the court. He got a bail, and as per one of the conditions of the bail, he was supposed to come to the police station every week and give his attendance. This particular person used to come every day in the police station, and somehow this particular police officer who called me developed an emotional bond with that particular person. He called me and he said that, sir, that he's coming on that scheduled time, scheduled date. He comes, he signs, he goes. And with my police experience, or with my experience in investigation, I feel that there is this person is somewhere very innocent. I told the police officer that you are putting me in a very big dilemma. Officially, I'm not supposed to help you out in the investigation, but since I come from a cyber investigation background, I will tell you to ask this particular lady who has registered a complaint to ask her 3 to 4 questions, and let us see where it goes from there. I asked the police officer to get this information from that particular lady. I asked him to know if this lady was using an email address. I asked this police officer to check if she had a Facebook account. I asked this particular police officer to check whether she has a phone number. So this police officer came back to me in a week's time with all the answers to this particular question. Now, while answering this question, the first question that he answered, that this particular lady who has disappeared does not have a mobile phone. So investigating from that angle was absolutely null and void. The next thing that he told me, that this woman has told her that my sister was never on Facebook. She never used Facebook. And to the third question, she answered that yes, my sister is using and accessing an email address. I told this police officer to take the details of this email address. And then in collaboration with that cyber cell or with that police officer, we started doing some cyber forensics on that particular email account. After doing some forensics, we came to know that this email address has been accessed in the last 4 days. And we were lucky to have this information, because when we were monitoring this particular email address, that how many times it has logged in, logged out, that is when we came to know that this email address was used in the last 4 to 5 days. Immediately we got in touch with the email service provider, and we requested them to give us information in terms of pinpointing the exact location from which this email was accessed. The email service provider came out with this information in the next 3 to 4 days, and we got the pinpointed location of that particular woman. Immediately, the police team went there and caught hold of that woman who was supposedly missing as per the complaint made by her sister. After getting her to the police station and after interrogating her, she confided, or she confessed, that she did it purposely to malign the reputation and to cause harm to her brother-in-law, because there were certain differences in their marriage. Now, I don't want to go into the intricate details as in what their problems were, but even friends, things like this are happening in today's world. It becomes imperative, as you put a very strong lock. अगर आप कोई बैंक में पैसा रखते हो तो you keep it in a safe locker. So in the same way, your digital information should be properly safeguarded. because unless and until you safeguard your own information, let me assure you, you cannot put the blame or onus on anyone. Because if you cannot secure your own information, please do not expect someone else will come and secure your information. Now, as we are already into like the 45 minutes into this session. Since we are approaching the end of this session, I would like to take you through certain do's and don'ts that will really help you to remain safe in the difficult times to come. The first thing that every person needs to do is, now everyone is using Android phones and smartphones, and if you see that once you enter your email address in any Android device, all the accounts or all the other accounts get synchronized with this particular email address. So if you are using any online tool, or if you are using uh, any online method of payment, you make sure that you create a separate email address for all your online payments or all your bank accounts. Only use this particular email address for making these banking transactions. Do not attach this email address with your personal email address. In today's digital world, everyone is making payments using UPIs. Again, I'm not saying that you should go back the orthodox way and do manual transactions. No, we are in this technological age and we should be using technology. But if you are using any sort of UPIs to make any payment, make sure that you have a separate telephone number and a separate email address using which you do this UPI payments. Even when you are making these payments, make sure that in that particular account, if you are using maybe Google Pay, Phone Pay, or any of these XYZ accounts, make sure that only limited amount of cash is kept in that particular account. Nothing more than 3,000 to 5,000. So God forbid if any cyber fraud happens with you, even if the money gets siphoned off, lot of money is that not at stake, and the loss would at least be bearable. Because the current scenario, if you go to a cyber police station and tell them that I have a fraud committed on me of rupees 3,000 rupees, they will not even try to search the culprit. This is the real fact of the scenario. So make sure that if you are using, if you are making payments online, you keep a separate account, open a separate bank account in which you keep only 3 to 5,000, so that even if the money is lost, there would not be a huge loss that you have to incur. Second thing, very interesting thing that I'll tell you right now is that now it has become so easy to go ahead and find your online information or to compromise your online information or your security is by giving you this example. Now most of the applications, they ask you a security question. What is your mother's maiden name? What is your pet's name? Which was the first school that you went to? They ask you all such kind of questions. And if a fraudster goes into your Facebook account and if he sees that you have posted a photo with your pet, he immediately comes to know what is the answer to your security question. So whenever you're answering all these security questions, do not give the right answers. Give them answers which are absolutely not relevant to that particular question. That will be definitely acting as a safeguard. Because today, if I put the real name of my pet and I have posted a photo of my pet on the Facebook, anyone can come and see the photo on my timeline, and they can understand what is the name. If I posted a photo with my mother and tagged her, everyone will come to know what is my mother's name and they can access my account. So all these things, if you see, these are very small pointers that you need to take care of, but they will definitely help you in the long run to come. So just to give you a synopsis of the security process, first of all, create a different account, a bank account for all the banking transactions. Keep a limited amount of money in that bank account. Use a different separate telephone number that will be attached to these bank accounts and these UPIs. And always make sure that you also use a different email address which will be attached to all the bank accounts and all the digital payment platforms. Not sharing your passwords, not sharing all this personal information, everybody is aware of, so I don't want to talk about that. That is a given that you have to be, you should not be giving out a password that even a, amateur would come to know. So now when I'm talking about cyber security and cyber fraud, we have today discussed what are the types of cyber frauds. We have discussed some live case studies. We have also discussed some of the important do's and don'ts that need to be carried out in order to make sure that your online and virtual information remains safe. Now, saying this, I would be, coming to the end of this particular session, and I would be now opening up this session to take live question and answers from the viewers. So if there are any viewers who want to ask me any information about cybersecurity, they can go ahead and ask me. Before answering all your questions, till the time you answer, put forward your questions and I see them in the live chat, I would also talk about one of the interesting applications by the name of Zoom application. Zoom application is being used today to conduct webinars on a very large scale. It allows you to it allows you to use the platform absolutely free of charge. But it is not again undertaking any safety precautions or measures. One of the technical problems with Zoom application is that it can, in an unauthorized way, take access or take control of the camera on your phone. It can take access to the videos. It can take access to some of the important folders in your phone or your laptop. So whenever you are using Zoom application, please make sure that you are reading the terms and conditions, because again, Zoom as an application does not take onus of the security of the data that has been uploaded. Now we will come up with, if there are any sort of live questions that someone wants to ask me. So I can see that a question asked by Janvi Ved, which says, "Sir, I have one issue which is not to be shared here in public. I want advice. Please help." Okay, Janvi, I will share my mobile number with you. It is 8007 887732. You can give me a call on this number and you can discuss this issue in personal if you want, if you don't want to discuss it in the public forum. I have a very interesting question by Ashwini Nigam, which says, which court we will file the petition in the city? So let me tell you, Ashwini, that as per the Information Technology Act 2000, they have made a provision for a cyber tribunal to be installed or to be instilled in every district. If you ask me about Maharashtra as a state, the cyber tribunal is situated in Mantralaya, and the deputy IT secretary is the adjudicating officer of this particular tribunal. This tribunal can take up matters with a pecuniary value of 5 crores. Any matter above 5 crores will be filed in the respective criminal jurisdiction of that particular city or of that particular area. So there is a cyber tribunal that has been instilled, and you can obviously go ahead and make a complaint. Now, few important points that I would like to mention when it comes to making a complaint in the police station. it is very necessary that whatever complaints that you make, you have to give a detailed description in terms of the facts, in terms of the circumstances, in terms of the date when this incident happened, which place this incident happened. If you have any, probable suspect that you think that might have committed this fraud, if you have any evidence, like in terms, for example, if unauthorized money is being transferred from your account, okay, from your bank account, then please ensure that you also, attach the statement, the bank statement that shows in which account this money has been transferred. Because somewhere we should also go ahead and facilitate the police in giving them the right information so that the investigation can be carried out in a proper manner. So make sure that you ensure that all the details in terms of the name, date, place, suspects, any evidences, any witness to this matters, to this cyber frauds, they all are made a part of this complaint. And please do make sure that you get a received copy with the sign and seal of that respective police station or the cyber cell, which will act as a proof that you have made this complaint in that particular authority. Because there are a lot of cyber frauds that are happening and lot of applications that are coming to the cyber cell. And since there are not more than 5,000 cyber trained police professionals, it becomes a Herculean task for even the police to actually go ahead and investigate this matter. So in order to facilitate a faster investigation, all these details are very necessary. Anuj Kumar is asking me, what are those primarily important precautions so that we should be safe from such kind of serious cyber security or serious cyber frauds? So as I said, first of all, please use a different account to make any online transactions. Open a separate bank account in which you will not keep more than 3 to 5,000 to make any online transaction. If the amount is bigger, transfer that amount for that particular period and immediately make the purchase that you want to do. Don't keep that amount lingering around in that account. Second thing, use a different mobile number and an email address that will be linked to this accounts, to these bank accounts or to these UPIs. And thirdly, don't share your passwords and all the common things that are already told. Uh, Other thing that I would also like to make it up is that if you are facing any sort of harassment, especially the women, please do not be afraid to go ahead and raise this complaint, because your fear, or if you are under threat that my reputation will be spoiled, this threat or this fear will make the cyber fraudster more stronger, and he will try to bully you, or he will try to use different methodologies to psychologically harm you and take all this information or use this information against you. And once again, I say that as you protect your physical assets, your online information or your virtual information also falls into the gambit of your personal security. And it should be your foremost responsibility to go ahead and protect this information from from the cyber fraudsters. By saying this, I would like to end this session on a note by saying that be cyber safe and be cyber secure. And if you have any questions, you can always get back to us, or you can always get back to the team of Lawyers Gyan, and they would definitely go ahead, connect you with me, and we could discuss your problem and also possibly come to a resolution. By saying this, I would like to again thank you for spending your valuable time and attending this webinar and this session. And it makes me very positive to know that the people of this country are actually coming forward and making sure that they are taking precautionary steps, they are taking steps to educate themselves to become cyber safe and cyber secure. Mehul Mandalia also wants me to share my mobile number. Let me just give me a mobile number. It is 8007 887732. Alternatively, you can also get in touch with Lawyers Gyan, and they will also be able to, get you in touch with me. Once again, thanks a lot for this excellent session and coming ahead and attending this session. And I hope and pray that you remain cyber secure and cyber safe, and none of the cyber fraud incidents ever occur with you in the future. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Enjoy your Sunday. Take care.